Hi guys, so today I'm going to be telling you what living in Korea taught me. I lived in Korea for 3 years and I learned quite a few things along the way. Some things I expected to come across and others that just totally blew me out of the water. So I thought I'd come and share a few of those with you in case any of you are ever planning to visit Korea. A few things that living in Korea taught me. Number one, you can be the nicest person that ever did walk the planet and the sweetest person to everyone that you meet, but once you get on that subway, once you're on that train, once you hit that jiachu, seriously, people will just barge you from here to the next end of the world and they won't even look twice and they won't look back. Even though they may seem really horrible and they seem like terrible people, every man for themselves. But when you meet them in their daily life, say you walk into their shop, nicest person in the world, so welcoming and friendly. So the moral of the story is, just because someone barges into you doesn't mean they're a bad person. Falling in love is just not like the dramas. Well, it can be. However, when a guy tries to act like a guy from the drama, you know, your Coffee Prince or your Air or your Young Jay from Full House, you do start to realize that it's a little bit creepy. Actually, it's really creepy. When a guy's following you home and when a guy is standing outside your door looking at you through your window, you kind of see the similarities to psychopaths. It doesn't really work in reality. I had an experience where a Korean drama-like situation did ensue and I honestly wanted to call the police. Those of you who are wishing for that Korean drama romance, you might want to think a couple of times before you ask for such a thing. Being in a Korean drama fantasy is not all it's cracked out to be. Another thing that Korea taught me was that the rest of the world is kind of behind on technology. Why don't you have internet on the underground? Okay, the rest of the world as in America, UK and Canada, because those are the three places that I can remember being underground and thinking, where is my Wi-Fi? Where is my signal? You do get signal and you get Wi-Fi underground in Korea, which is amazing. And I don't know why every other country doesn't have that. It's kind of a lifesaver. Like, there are times where I needed to make phone calls and I'm like, oh my gosh, why are we under a tunnel right now? The rest of the world, please get behind that. Korean technology are way up there, like way up there. So many high-tech stuff coming through Korea. Those toilets that like flush your butt everywhere, that's nice. I like my butt to be washed when I sit on it. It's a bit warm and creepy, but still it's fun. Another thing that living in Korea taught me is that celebrities are just normal people. Living in the UK, I kind of like had this idea about all the people that I love, the celebrities, and there aren't that many. So I thought, oh, when I meet them, oh my god, if I ever saw them, oh my god. And then I went to Korea and bumped into so many people that I loved in Korea, especially Korean hip-hop artists and TV personalities, and I was like, wait a second, I can just walk on the street and meet these people and they're actually kind of nice. So yeah, that's another thing Korea taught me. I did meet a lot of cool people on the street, randomly bumped into a lot of Korean hip-hop guys. Like, a lot of you asked me on Tumblr about that, and it's just by luck. It's just by pure luck. I don't go looking for them because I'm not one of those crazy creepy stalkers, because I kind of like to see people on screen and not really see them in person. The only person I ever wanted to meet was Will Smith, and the day that I shook his hand, actually the day he shook my hand, because he was going for my hand and I was just standing there staring at him. I was shaking his hand. You're the most amazing person I've ever met, except for Will Smith. Yeah, no, I don't really seek out artists or celebrities or anything like that, but I did bump into a couple by luck and they were pretty nice, cool people. Actually, I've heard stories of some people I know like bumping into random EXO stars. It just happens sometimes, you know, if you live in the right area or if you happen to hang out in a certain area so many times that the only possibility is that you should bump into this person. I spent a lot of time in Hongdae, and so you can only imagine. One of the best things, which is also one of the worst things that Korea taught me, is that McDonald's is meant to be delivered, guys. McDonald's delivery is kind of a lifesaver, and at the same time, it's kind of a diet crusher, killer. When you just go online, and it's in English now, guys, when you go on mcdelivery.co.kr, see, I even know the website. When you go on there and you just type in your address and blah blah blah, and then in 30-40 minutes McDonald's is ringing at your door, yeah, that's pretty amazing. It's pretty sensational. And it's funny because by the end of the time when I was leaving, like, the McDonald's guys knew me. So they'd come and they'd just stand at the door and they kind of like have that face like, oh, it's you again, huh? I was one of the only English speakers living in my apartment building, so I was the one who was always ordering McDonald's as far as I knew. And one time I came home, I saw a McDonald's guy outside of the door, and I was like, I didn't ask for McDonald's. And then I realized, oh wait, there are other people who do McDonald's delivery. Just that Sunday morning was my day. Sunday morning, McDonald's breakfast, so bomb. I'm not really a fan of like the normal meals except for the chips, like the fries I like, but the breakfast, that McSausage McMuffin thing, egg and sausage McMuffin, so good. It's pretty cool. You should do it. If you ever go to Korea, try it. Go online and order McDonald's. I made a video about it if you're ever interested on how to do that. Check it out, I'll link it below. One thing that living in Korea taught me was that men wear makeup, and that's okay. It's okay if you're a guy and you wear makeup, it's totally fine, especially in Korea. So there are K-pop stars, there are even Korean hip-hop-ish stars, people on TV, any kind of celebrity in Korea probably wears makeup or BB cream or some kind of makeup-y sort of substitute to have clear skin, and you know what, it's fine. It's part of the culture. Makeup is worn. I know there are some people who are totally against it, against guys wearing makeup, but hey, why not? If girls can do it and look good on TV, guys should be able to look good on TV too. Even normal guys on the street. You might look really closely at a guy one day and realize that he has makeup on his face. It might seem a bit strange to you because you're not used to it, but you probably will get used to it eventually. Blood types are everything. So you're an A and I'm a B, yeah, it's not happening. You know, there are certain blood types, I don't know any of them, I don't know which ones go together and which ones don't. They tell you everything you need to know about your personality. So someone might ask you about your blood type. My best answer is I don't know. I didn't even know my blood type until I went to Korea, so let me just tell you that. Once you tell them your blood type, they may start to make some assumptions about you, well, to your face. They might be like, oh, that means you're da 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 da, and then I'm just like, no, not that one. Oh, no, that one sounds right. Yep, no, not that one. Just clear up, you know, that you aren't your blood type, and your blood type doesn't determine your personality. It's one thing in Korea that's pretty big, blood types, so if someone does ask you, don't get offended or think that they're trying to, I don't know, steal your identity or something. They're probably just really interested to see what kind of personality you have, because it's kind of something that's believed in. Well, it's an old traditional thing, but I don't know if it's still very big with younger people now, but it definitely was. Another thing that living in Korea taught me was you can drink copious amounts of alcohol and it's okay. We won't judge you. People do tend to drink a lot. You might go out with your boss and you might end up drinking shots and shots and shots and shots and shots and shots of soju or some other form of alcohol. It's not frowned upon really to drink a lot. It's actually not, and it's quite different if you're coming from a society where you can't drink on the street. You can in Korea. You can't drink on the trains. I think you still can in Korea. And you can't take alcohol into the cinema. That might be illegal, but you can do it in Korea. It's a bit different. The society is quite different, and the cultural differences are quite vast. So if you do see people randomly getting drunk in the street, it's okay. It might not be okay, but it's something that happens, and you might have to get used to drinking a lot of alcohol. You might even start drinking a lot of alcohol, and it doesn't mean that you have to. You can say no, but if you're with your principal, you might want to say yes at least once. Unless you're like allergic or like totally you can't drink alcohol at all, then obviously just explain to your co-teacher if you can't speak Korean and he can't speak English, and then she will tell your principal, and if he's a nice person or she's a nice woman, they will let it slide and they probably won't try and offer you more alcohol. However, if you do take that first shot, be aware that you might have to take more later on. Just beware of the liver. No one wants to lose one of those. One of the horrible, terrible, made me grind my teeth and want to smash a lot of things that living in Korea taught me was that taxi drivers just don't give a damn. They have no care in the world. Some of them are really nice and they'll speak to you and they'll inquire about you and where you're from. However, you can meet that one taxi driver who will try and take more money off you, who will take you around the bend and then expect you to pay him that price of something that should have taken half the journey, who will be rude to you, who when you lose your phone might take it and not give it back. This is one thing one thing about Korea that it really bugged me. Like, I loved so much about Korea, but the one thing that really bugged me was taxi drivers. Oh, and another thing, they won't even take you. Sometimes you'll be standing on the road for an hour trying to catch a taxi because if you're not going further enough, it's not worth it for them to take you only a few miles. So you might have to wait for that one taxi driver who will take you, or just get into a taxi and say, I'm not moving, I'm gonna call the taxi people or the English speaking company or whatever. If you don't if you don't take me. It's like you think they don't get paid to do it. I heard they don't get paid a lot, but still, it's your job to take people from point A to point B. You cannot just refuse a bunch of people because point A and point B are kind of close together, okay? So just because I'm not going to Gyeonggi-do doesn't mean you shouldn't take me. If you can't speak enough Korean, they will take advantage in the sense that they will be like, no, we're not taking you, or no, you can't get in this taxi. Just be firm and be like, no, I'm getting in here. Especially if you've been waiting a while. Maybe the first couple let them go because you don't really want to be like causing a ruckus if you could get maybe the third taxi. But if after the third or fourth, you know, you're still waiting there 20 minutes later, just jump in the closest taxi that comes past and say, I'm going to this point. I know, I get it why they're not doing it, and sometimes you just kind of put your foot down for your own sake of mind, because I know I got so mad at taxis and it really kind of made me feel really bitter about them, and I didn't want to feel that way. So eventually I was like, you know what, I'm just putting my foot down, I'm not taking any more of this crap. So the third year I was just like getting in taxis and I was like, you really want me to call them? Really? Chincha? I'm like, ajushi. And the last and final thing that living in Korea taught me was, how on earth did I live without fast internet? Seriously. Korea has probably one of the fastest internet in the whole world. 2 minutes and 100 megabytes is downloaded. Something crazy like that. It's super fast and I don't even know how I lived without it. I've been so spoiled now because when I came home, the way that YouTube video said like 400 minutes, I almost had a heart attack. Like seriously, I was sitting there like, you can't be kidding me. And I woke up in the morning and it only had just almost finished being done. I just wanted to throw something at the wall. 10 hours waiting when it took me like 5 to 15 minutes to upload it in Korea. That's how considerably different it is. That's how fast the internet is in Korea. Just staring at that loading screen, that Wi-Fi loading screen, I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. I haven't got the patience. I just don't have it. If you're ever looking to go there, do make sure you make use of all that fast internet, because oh man, it's really good in comparison to a lot of other places in the world, and I really miss that. I really miss that fast internet. I wish I could take it everywhere with me. Ah, Korea. Korea, 보고 싶어. 어떡해. And those are a few things that living in Korea taught me. And I recently started watching The Heirs. I decided to jump back on the Korean drama bandwagon, and I mean, parts of it I'm just dying of cheese. I'm not that far in. I'm about maybe 7 or 8 episodes in, and it's really cute and it's funny. Thanks for listening to some of the things I learned from Korea. What did Korea teach you? Type that down below. My friend Bernice is here. I gotta go. Like, subscribe, comment. Love you guys. Annyeong. You have no way of deleting them from your memory unless you have eternal sunshine from a spotless mind. And even in that film, they still came back together. You will be able to let go of your past boyfriends, but you won't be able to. No, I'm not. Oh, stop. Come and watch Frozen.